You can make beautiful cinematic images today. You don't have to have expensive gear or anything. You just have to learn the basics. So let me guess. You've made tons and tons of goofy videos with your friends, and you're starting to develop a real passion for filmmaking. Short film after short film, and you get discouraged that you're not getting the look that you want. I know from experience that leads to discouragement and a lot of frustration. But you came across this video by me, Mason McClure, and I promise that if you implement these foundational rules of cinematography, it'll take your videos and movies from looking like this to looking like this. Okay, let's get started. Rule of thirds. This is one of the most basic rules of composition, but it's also one of the most foundational and important. Imagine dividing the frame into two sets of thirds, one vertical and one horizontal. What this does is it sets parameters of what makes a balanced image, so you can make an image that is pleasing to look at. This rule alone will enhance the quality of your cinematography a ton, so make sure that you implement it. Create depth. It is extremely important to create depth within an image. Maybe you've heard of the terms foreground and background. Foreground is the part of the image that is nearest the camera, and background is the part of the image that is furthest away from the camera. Pretty simple. Utilizing both the foreground and the background creates intrigue in your image, and it attracts the viewer's attention. By the way, when it comes to figuring out the composition of the image like we're talking about, you need to do this before you even get to the location. It saves a lot of time. I do this by using a checklist I created to make sure that I don't miss anything. I've actually linked my personal checklist that I use for every project in the description down below for free if you want to check it out. The 180-degree rule. This is a mistake I see beginners make all the time. I used to make it, in fact. The 180-degree rule is this. Imagine there's a line between two people in a scene. The 180-degree rule states that the camera should stay on one side of that imaginary line. It should not cross over it. If it does, it causes an effect that's disorienting to the viewer, and it takes the viewer out of the story completely. But as you can see, if you can keep the camera on one side of the imaginary line, it creates context and stability within the image, and it creates a natural scene. Before we get to the final fundamental of cinematography, if you are enjoying this video, please comment down below saying so. Let me know if it's been beneficial for you. I plan on making a lot more videos just like this one, basics of lighting, basics of screenwriting, so on and so forth. So if you're interested in that, please comment down below letting me know you would like to see that. I want to bring as much value to you guys as possible, so let me know how I can do so. Shoot shadow side. It is a strong temptation to position the camera on the light side of the subject. I mean, you want your subject to be seen, and it makes sense. But in doing so, you eliminate a lot of the contrast that can be found in the image. I can make a whole video on this one method, but since we're just talking basics, I'll just keep it to this. As you can see, this image is composed pretty well, I'd say. It's an interesting image because of the depth that was created. Now, I learned this technique specifically from Danny Gevirtz's YouTube channel. He is a big help and teaches so many things when it comes to filmmaking. He is such a good YouTuber. But anyways, I learned this technique from him. Look at this. Shadow, light, shadow, light. Placing your subject between the camera and the light source enhances and increases the intrigue of your image dramatically. This is dipping into the realm of lighting, but cinematography and lighting are very closely connected, so if you would like to see a video on lighting, let me know. Hopefully this video taught you something and inspired you to make a movie. If you would like to see how I made my short movie with a $0 budget, click the video on screen now. Thanks for watching.